You muted. No, you froze. Second time around. See, you froze again.
Second time around with Smokey and Tammy.
Yeah! Hey, friends. I'm Smokey.
And I'm Tammy.
And welcome to Second Time Around 7.
7.
All right. This is our
first podcast.
Our first podcast. And on this first podcast, we're going to talk about our relationship.
How we met.
How we separated.
How we got back together.
And where we are now.
As a blended family.
Of 7. Thus, the second time around 7.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, let's begin this thing. I am Smokey, and we are from the state of Maryland. And you are?
I'm Tammy. And let's see, we met maybe, what year is this?
2021.
Right. So we met back in 1990, 89, 90. Is that
a whole decade ago.
Oh, a bunch of decades ago.
Right.
3 decades ago.
30 decades ago, right. Right, 3 decades ago. Yeah, so we met back in 1990. I was a senior in high school, and this young lady was
I was a freshman because Smokey was robbing the cradle.
Whoa! Time out. TMI. No, I was a senior in high school, and she was a freshman. And she wanted the freshman to show her around the building. So
the
senior to show her around the building. Well, look, I'm still a senior. How about that? Yeah. Anyway.
And then we fell in love. And then Smokey graduated and had to join the Navy to see the world.
Yes, I had to see the world because if I didn't see the world, I would saw the inside of a jail cell. And that's my dude. He's my dude now, but he wasn't my dude at the time. Mr. Lewis Randolph Phelps, rest his soul. Junior, rest his soul. Yeah. So he did the fatherly thing and said, I'm gonna get you, boy. So the agreement was that I would join the military or I would go to jail, and stripes don't look good on me. So I joined the military, and I joined the Navy, and I saw the world. Went away. And when I came back to reclaim my Tammy, she was a senior in high school.
Wait.
Yeah. You were working right up the street. You were working at the Kmart.
Mm-hmm.
And my dude, Mike, said, Smoke, I know what you work. So we went up to the Kmart and we went to see Tammy at Kmart. You remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah. Anyway. Woo! Talk about some heat. All right. So that was the beginning and the breakup of our relationship. The breakup being I entered the military and we had to separate. And then go ahead.
Well, I was just going to fast forward a bit that when you got out of the military and you came home, you got out of the Navy, you came home, and by then I had already graduated high school, had a child, was living with someone.
Clutch my pearls.
I think probably even on the verge of getting married at that time. I'm not sure. And you didn't come knocking on my door that time.
I didn't come knocking on your door, but I was looking through the bushes and seeing what you were doing. But that's another subject, another day. Go ahead.
And so, my we got back together. I guess we got in contact in 2009, and that was about 19 years after the last time we saw each other. Well, that I saw you apparently.
Right.
And Smokey sent a message to my sister on Facebook asking about me. And I replied back. She told me. And so I replied back.
Mm.
And he had the nerve to question if it was really me.
Why wouldn't he question if it's really you? That daggone Facebook. Anyway, why wouldn't he question if it's really you?
Because you asked about me and I didn't ask about you. You asked about me, so you should have expected some sort of response.
Yeah, but what if she was catfishing me?
Whatever.
Ghosting me.
Whatever.
No, that wouldn't be ghosting me. I guess, yeah, what if she was catfishing me?
Whatever. That was definitely you. But nonetheless, within 2 days, Smokey came to see me. And then it was like we never separated. We were able basically to sit there, have a deep conversation. When he came to see me, we discussed what had happened over the last 19 years. By then, we both had been married. We both had children. I was already divorced, and he was in the process. But after that first night, it was like, no, this is where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be together. And from that moment on, we stayed together.
This is true. This is true. And from that point, we've, talking about the blended family aspect, how is our blended family composed? Sorry.
So I have 3 children, one girl, 2 boys.
And I have 2 children, 1 boy, 1 girl.
And given the time of social media, bringing the children together wasn't hard. They clicked right off the bat. They followed each other on social media. They developed their own group text that did not include us, apparently.
Apparently, right.
And they all got along so well. And I think, my opinion, I think it's because they could see that we were happy and we got along, and there wasn't any strife or disharmony in that household compared to what they have been used to seeing.
Yeah, I agree. Now, we talked about the beginning, we talked about the middle, and we talked about where we presently are. What are we looking for in the future?
More grandbabies.
Ooh.
Emptying out the house. We still have.
Pause. I'm sorry. More grandbabies. We didn't introduce the grandbabies.
Okay, so we have 3 grandchildren, 2 girls, 1 boy.
Man.
All from one of the children, the oldest that we have, and she's married. So thank God for that. And they all belong to him, even better.
Right, even better.
Right. And they're living with us right now until they can save up enough money to purchase their own home. And right now they're claiming the year 2022. Praise God. And we do still have the middle child in the home and the youngest with us. So, the goal is to slowly start pushing them all out the door so that it can be Smokey and Tammy's time.
Ah, beautiful. Sounds like music to my ears. All right. So, we will talk about several things in our podcast. We look to talk about, obviously, relationships. We're going to talk about family. We're going to talk about marriage. We're going to talk about the institution of marriage.
We're going to talk about healthcare. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about your physical health. We're going to talk about
when you go to the doctor. What questions should you ask at the doctor?
As you can tell, somebody went to the doctor recently.
Man, look, men, you already know we don't like going to the doctor to begin with. So it's good to have a person in your pocket to have to ask the questions. Because remember your head was hurting 6 weeks ago? Nah, I don't remember what I wore yesterday. But, those are the type of things that we need to bring up when we go to the doctor. But we'll have other podcasts to talk about things like that.
We'll even bring on a couple of special guests, some celebrity and some not celebrity, and we'll discuss relationships with them, their family, lifestyle, how they grew up and how they anticipate their household being once they start or if they've started developing their family. So if you have any questions, we welcome them. If you have any topics you'd like to see us discuss, we ask that you follow us on all social medias at
2XAround7 on all social medias.
It's the number 2, the letter X, AROUND, the number 7.
On all socials. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
YouTube,
and YouTube.
And now Google
Podcasts.
Google Podcasts.
Yep. Very good. Absolutely correct. So with that being said, I'm Smokey.
And I'm Tammy.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.